Now, on my last video I got my first 1-star rating. I didn't expected anything more, as I'm really not discussing details in these later videos about the Bible's books, and well, it is very vague and I'm not that specific, but it is very hard to be specific with these later books because they don't contain happenings. They contain thoughts and philosophies of some people or about some subject. So this is where it went a little harder, but I hope I remain somewhat informative. So whether you like it or not, whether you want to discuss the topic or not, I will continue this time with Ecclesiastic. There are things why you could like this book and why you could not like this book. Basically, this is not signed in it, but it is two books. The first part is written or told by the Ecclesiastic, whoever he was, and the later part, the second half or third, is the commentary section, where, you know, when you went into certain Sunday schools and they put before you some literature that they don't know what is about, they just care that they got to the conclusion they want you to reach to. So this is exactly the same case with this book. Well, of course, this is very... It contains some primitive beliefs about mythical animals or beings, and the first part is very depressive. If you have the tendency on depression or bipolarism, just don't try to read it, because that can affect you, I think. But otherwise it is quite capable of a book. It is about a person who is alcoholic, who used to be intelligent and learned person, but he just for some thoughts just rejected to dig more into science and reject the whole point of society and moral and even the gods. He don't really consider them the gods real. He says he goes into church, has made offerings because, well, that makes him comfortable. It's really just it tells you the first half that do things that makes you satisfied and don't care with others. Others are just, who are they? Come on, you are the one who has the feelings, so why make you yourself a miserable bitch? So that's the first half of it, and it's really a my favorite point is when he is complaining about the priests to eating his sacrifices what he made to his god. There are some parts that you can like. The next part is where he tells that, yeah, everything is meaningless. Yeah, so you shall believe in God. That's the usual believer standpoint, but this just contradicts the first half of the book, what the Ecclesiastic really says. So please leave me alone with this book. This has no place amongst... This is an interesting book, but not a word of God or anything. Well, what to... I have some more minutes, I see. So, what to tell you? Well, I'm not that far from here. I wonder how fast I will go on the 12 small prophets. I really just have this nagging feeling that the Christians put the 12 small prophet into those separated books instead of the Jewish canon contains them in just one book, because they just like this. One person wrote that book, but this is just not sufficient, as you can see even in the Ecclesiastic. And, well, what to say? Uh, I don't dig into philosophies too much, so this is why this video also vague, and this is why I will never bother with Buddhism and capitalism and communism, because they are in a sense believe idea system that can consider at a point just some fundamentalist religious view if you are that dedicated to them. But Ecclesiastic is not that. It's not a bad book, but you have to realize that it is two books. Thank you for watching.